brought to you by Society Art Villeray. This exclusive gallery features local and international artists showcasing their extraordinary artistic talents. This fine gallery may also serve as a venue for your special events. You can find them on Instagram and online at societyart.ca. Thank you, Society Art Villeray. And now we return you to your podcast.
Hey, it's Gli Cumbare
Gli
time.
Cumbare, ci vuol suonare, e come si suona un pianoforte, e come si suona lo pianoforte, tu 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 piri piri, e para pa 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 pa. That's the song.
That was so good. It really was.
You lying motherfucker, you.
But I was entertained.
Were you entertained?
I was.
How's it going? How was your week?
It's really busy.
We're
It's really
losing-
busy. Yeah, it's busy, but I enjoy.
Okay, what does that
It's-
mean?
The day goes fast.
Oh, okay. I got it. So when you're busy, okay.
When you're busy, it's fast. When it's not very busy, it could go fast, depending.
Okay. We're losing, by the way, we're losing people by the minute. The Gli Cumbare.
That was your singing.
No, the contestants. I'm talking about Francesca, which we've lost for about a year now.
I don't know where
She decided to be a she wants to be missed, right? So when she
Yeah.
comes back, they're going to be clamoring for her to come
There
back
you
because
go.
she hasn't been on
With the
in so
pots.
long.
Ding, ding, ding.
And now even Alfie's taking lessons from Francesca, so
Well-
it's back to you and me.
Yay! But that's okay. That's okay. We have a really good topic today, though.
Oh, well, it's my favorite topic because I just had some.
Yeah, I know. But before we do,
Tell me.
we have to thank a new sponsor.
Lisa,
I'm so excited.
tell me about the sponsor.
Awesome. It's absolutely awesome. He is highly dedicated. He's a master. He's a master at food preparation, a master cook, master chef. And it's a privilege to have him sponsor us because, I mean, just the very idea of going, accepting somebody who is very, very outside of the box and also food related, Italian food related.
Amazing.
That
It's actually he's gonna give us ideas.
Yep.
For our show today.
Yep.
But, yes, and you know what? I've had his sauce, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good right now.
Yeah,
But
that didn't sound good.
Let's get to the point.
So I will get to the point. So I would like to thank Mr. Leonardo Iacono. Traiteur Leonardo, thank you so much for your sponsorship. So he's actually a master chef and he's in catering. So anybody who wants to try delectable, delicious, insanely yummy Italian food, Leo is your guy. And he has menu, he has a website, so you can choose, you can contact him, and I'm going to tell you what the phone number is, but I'm going to have a little bit of anticipation happening. So he's actually started the culinary experience at the age of 13.
Holy shit.
So he has years under his belt. So this guy knows exactly tastes, he knows sauces, he knows menus, he knows food. So Leo is definitely your guy. Now I'm going to give you the information where you guys can find him. So Traiteur Leonardo at gmail.com, 514-516-5823. He does corporate, he does special events, and he also does private chef services. That sounds amazing.
I've eaten at one of his restaurants in the past. He's such a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen him work. He's passionate about what he does. And his sauce is phenomenal. So I'm going to say, Leo, your sauce is fucking amazing.
Yes.
And it actually is the reason we're going to do this episode is because this episode is on sauce.
Inspiration.
And it's how Italians make our sauce. You know, that once a year
Fall.
culture that we do, the once a year tradition that we do in the fall with all the tomatoes. We're gonna, our episode is on that. And your tomato sauces. So whatever you do with your tomato sauce, it works and it's fantastic.
Exactly.
And at the same time, we are gonna give a shout out to, I mean, you see the new location, but we got to give a shout out to Art Society Villeray. I mean, amazing place. Look how beautiful it is. You see behind cars going by. You see the Right here, look at that, look at that. You see like the cone outside and stuff like that. But cars are going by. We're on St. Hubert, and people walk by. They see us doing our podcast. They look into this beautiful art gallery, and it's a lot of fun. So thanks a lot, Society Art Villeray. And M, of course, your artwork is amazing. You know how much I love what you do. So yeah, thanks a lot. And now, Lisa, let's go. Let's get into the sauce discussion.
Em. Your art is awesome. So we're going to be talking about how we make Italian sauce, and I think people, they do make it the same. There's different ways to make it, but we Italians always hit the same time of the year where you have the little plum Italian tomatoes, the San Marzano. They're all over the garage.
Yeah, with a blanket underneath.
With a blanket underneath,
right?
so we have to make sure that they're nicely placed, they're not bruised, they're very well taken care of, and then starts the whole process. So you have to prepare your mason jars. Now, it depends on how much you're making.
Hold on. Before you prepare your mason jars, you got to prepare the sauce.
I know.
So let's talk about the sauce.
Wait,
I don't
I'm
care
not
about
done
the
yet.
jars.
So you also have to prepare jars because you have to put them somewhere.
You have to heat them, basically. So,
yes, you have to sterilize.
Yes, you sterilize and heat them so that the rubber, it creates a seal.
Yes.
And the sauce doesn't go bad, right? Because
exactly.
It's got to last, those jars have to stay there. It has to last you a year. That's
because the jar is actually airtight and there's no preservatives, which is the clincher, and this is the beautiful part of the sauce.
And I'm going to be honest, okay?
Be honest.
I'm going to be honest. Let me tell you, I'm going to be honest. We used to do it all the time. We're going to have this episode on how we do it. But my mom hasn't done it in years. My parents haven't done it in years. They decided, and you know what? I agree with them. They just said, why the hell do I have to, it's a whole weekend. The job is a weekend. It's like you lose a whole weekend to prepare this and cook and prepare the jars and all of that stuff. My mom just, on a Sunday, she'll get up, she'll cook a big ass vat of,
huge.
She'll make 6 jars, and it's good for a couple of weeks, and or whatever, how long it's good for, and then she'll make another one and prepare another 6 jars, and then make another one, and so she'd rather do it that way than kill a whole weekend, because it gets harder. You need help. You can't do it in 2 people. So the whole family gets together, and then you split the jars. So what's the process? Do you remember? Do you guys still do it?
I don't do it anymore. Like, I did do it, I have to be honest, a few years ago. I did my mason jars, I did my tomatoes, I did that whole thing. So I took my vat, and now I remember my grandparents doing it, God rest their souls, but this was so long ago. But I remember that you have your tomatoes, you have to boil your tomatoes. Okay, so you have to make sure that they're boiled, that they're soft and mouche, and how we used to do it.
Well, you have to remove the skin.
Yes. Well, you remove the skin, but we used to boil. But how we used to do it was food processor.
No, but hold on. The most important part, because you had different jobs.
Yes.
So
I mean, I did it all.
So you blanch the tomatoes get blanched.
Yes.
Right, they get blanched, and then there's one guy removing the skin. You have to take out all the skin because the skin gets hard.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy squashing out the seeds. I was the seed squasher.
The squasher.
So you literally have a bucket and you squash the. No.
See?
We used to do it.
See? There's different ways to do it. I never did that. Yeah, I never did that way.
I used to take. My dad didn't like the seeds, so I used to squash out the seeds in the thing.
Not us.
No.
Nope.
Fuck. Okay. Well, then you say it. I don't know.
Yeah, because with us, with me, the way I did it is I was with a food processor, and then you add stuff on the side, or you can do it with just salt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the Americano way. The Americano way. But our grandparents.
How off are we?
I don't know. That's not the way my grandparents did, or the way I do it.
No. Oh, you still do it?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Your name? I'm sorry. I don't know.
Joseph.
Joseph.
Hi, Joe. We have Joseph here, and he's joining us in this tomato making experience. And he still does it, so that's good.
There's multiple
ways. Yeah.
And my grandfather did it one way, and I do it a different way. And
You see?
They have a big bath and they boil it, but the machine takes out the seeds of the skin.
Oh, we didn't have a
They
machine.
would blanch their tomatoes, and then pass it to the machine, then put it in the jars, put it in a big drum with the fire underneath, and boil it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see.
I did it with the machina. Their machine is so powerful now. You just wash the tomatoes, put them in raw, comes out, the sauce, the skin, and the seeds, pass it a few times, become nice and thick. I fill my jars. The jars are in the oven nice and hot before.
Yeah.
Put the sauce, the basil, the sauce, a bit of oil on top, close it, and let them pop.
And let them pop. Wow.
So before I put them in, after the pass the machine, you boil the sauce, the whole sauce.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did really well, just salt for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Then you put it in a hot jar, and then you close them with the blankets on top.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Wow.
See, I did it with the food processor. Then when you do the food, it's okay. It was very good though. But
Well, it's good to see. It's good to see
The
that there's
different ways.
different ways, like different. Like
yeah, because I did it alone. So then I would use the food processor. But in the meantime, I would have my garlic, my oil, my oregano, my salt, and the basil. So then you heat that up, and then you mix everything in the food processor, and that's how it was done. But then you put it back and you heat everything together.
How much fun I had just squashing the seeds out, and then I used
know,
to have fights with.
You look like a squasher.
I used to have fights with my brother, so I would squash it in his face, so he would get the seeds in his face. That was the whole fucking part, because I fucking hated it. And then 10 minutes in, like this would be 10 minutes in, there would be like 100 wasps around me.
Oh,
we would do it
I
outside.
hated that.
So
Oh
we
my
had
God.
tennis rackets that hit the wasps. That's basically what I did. While my father's screaming, "You guys want to stop fooling around?" But hey,
No, I used to, with my grandparents, I used to take off the
skin.
Yeah, the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's like and I remember it was like there was a line. So it was, my grandmother has the one that had to turn, because if my grandmother didn't turn, my grandfather would be batting heads. But she had to turn, and then my grandfather had to bring in the bushels. It was, some were laid out, and then he had those big vats that used to come in. So as we were taking the tomatoes, he would replenish. So that's exact, and it was like half of the garage full of tomatoes, and it smelled while it was cooking. This potent smell.
so good. Oh, you did it inside? The cooking was
They
inside?
did it inside the garage.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh, with
but the
door
garage
open.
door was open.
No, we did the whole backyard was taken up.
No, it's the garage inside, but the door was open, and you smelled it like the whole block stunk
My
of like
father
the
would
tomato
get
sauce.
half cracked by the second hour. He was, because if I have to deal with your mother, I'm gonna drink, and he would drink the whole time while doing it, just drinking.
Well, yeah, because it's a chore. It's not a chore. Sorry, it's work. But they take it so seriously.
Oh, shit.
It's as if it's a religion of some
It's
sort.
almost
It's
as
a
serious as
ritual.
the sausages is even worse.
Woo!
That is a fucking.
I used to be the turner when we used to put the carne
My
machinata.
Father would
I
get
used-
so pissed, like, don't mess around with the sauce. Don't
Yeah.
make something fall or anything that could ruin it. Like, he would lose his mind.
No, I remember you had the machine, we had the big vat, and then you had the another vat full of the meat, and the meat was already mixed.
We're gonna talk about that on another episode.
Yeah.
Back to
but
the sauce.
It was So that's how we used to do the sauce. Now we used to do a lot of jars, because when I was younger, especially,
You used to make 100 jars at least.
I lived
right?
next door to my grandparents because the duplexes were collés. So it was ours and my grandparents, and they used to make for the other daughters, the other families. So like the whole garage was full. So when they had to put the stretch on it, the when they were covering it,
Yeah.
they put them in big boxes, and then they would cover it. And so my brother, everybody would like carry it, and it was like a conveyor belt. They were all carrying them into the cantina, and I was like, oh my God! And they were stacked like this. It was like crazy.
We haven't done it in years.
Yeah.
Years.
My grandparents passed away. My grandmother in 2001, and my grandfather in 2006. So it's a long time.
It's
a
funny.
very long time.
It's
Yeah.
funny, eh? Like
Yeah.
how they used to do. Even the wine. My dad used to make all his own wine.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's so much work that he said, you know what? I could just buy the juice. Oh, what's happening? We're saying
I'm
hi to
saying
people.
bye.
Hi. So cute.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's so much work that it's like, man, so at a certain point, my dad wasn't squashing the grapes anymore.
Yeah.
He was buying the already pressed.
It was already pressed. Okay.
Right, it was already pressed,
Yeah.
and he would just say, "So it's so much easier. Why do I have to kill myself? It tastes just as good. It's fucking wine. There's alcohol. What the hell?"
I know, but it's the whole process of it, right? When you
Yeah.
think about that, the stages, like with the tomato sauce, it's all in stages. And it's a preparatory thing. Like before we actually got into that garage, it's like a seance. It's like a whole preparatory thing. Okay, cominciamo domani. It was like the whole...
Can I say the funniest part of it all, of
Yeah.
how serious that Italians take it? This is
Yeah.
the funny part. Now listen to this and listen carefully. You're going to be amazed at this. But they took it so seriously that if a woman had her period while
Yes.
you were doing the sauce,
That's a superstition.
they would throw you out.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here, because you're going to waste the whole
Yes.
the whole
A
sauce.
batch.
The
Yep.
whole batch of sauce is going to be wasted because you know,
It's bad luck. You can't have that.
You know, I think it's an excuse to say, I don't want to deal with this woman during this period. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, but you know what?
Hey, it worked.
I know, but think about it this way. You would have to prove that you had it. Like if I was
that's a big gross.
I know, exactly. So if you didn't want to do the tomatoes.
Like you had to go there. I was joking around and you had to go to proving it.
Well, I mean, really, how would they know? How would they know?
How would they know? I can tell just by...
Oh, you're so sick.
Not sick, just by the attitude, I guess. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's pre.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
pre.
My bad.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a whole preparatory thing before that. So, and just before the tomatoes were bought, it was an investigation on the tomatoes.
Of course.
And it was like a collaborative affair that like the people involved in the process had to go and verify these tomatoes. You know, my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, it was me. And it had to be like a family affair. So when the tomatoes got into the car, right? Because you have to put them in the trunk. Everybody's like, okay, now we're ready. They're coming home. You know, it was like a whole preparatory thing. And so as soon as the boxes came into the house, I was like, okay. So my grandmother was like, okay, you're going to put some here and we're going to leave the rest. When we're ready, we're going to bring the rest out. So my father used to take me. We find blankets from everywhere. Everywhere. Where do I get them? Get the blankets. And they're all different blankets, all strewn across the garage. And then you had to go in there. If you had to go in there for something, like let's say
that's the...
It was like you needed a path.
Well,
Pero
that's the
amor
thing.
de Di, you couldn't touch them.
The work is one thing, so it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But besides that, your house becomes, because they need to be mature, they need to be ripe.
Maturat, yeah.
They need to be maturat, so they have to be ripe before you make the sauce, or else it's not good.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, it's going to be bitter, and so
you need them soft.
So you take up and bushels. You're making like 100, 200 jars. So you're not making like. It's not 30 tomatoes. You're talking about 300, 400, 500 tomatoes. So your house has been taken over. Your garage, you can't go in it. Close the door. The temperature has to be right because they're gonna make them go bad. Like it's a fucking process that you say, holy shit. Hey Leonard, you've got a catering service? How much for jars of sauce?
That's it.
Right?
But the house smelled of the ripening tomatoes.
They are good though. It is the best.
It is a great experience, and I would invite anybody to give it a shot.
No, but yes.
Yes.
Do it on a small scale. How's that?
Oh, well, that's what I did. That's why I used the food processor, and the gentleman was like, oh my God, yeah, but I'm one person doing it. So I'm not going to do this and this and this and this.
Lazy.
And smack everything, smash it all together, and that's
lazy.
it. No, but still.
Fucking lazy. Come on.
No, it's not laziness.
I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I don't want to do any of that.
It's
I don't. It is. I enjoy it. I'll fucking eat it all day long.
Yeah, I'm the eater. You're the preparer.
But I don't enjoy preparing any of that. That's
but you should.
Shit ton of.
But that's why things get lost.
But
because you don't want to do it.
I don't mind making a sauce like, an hour, like whatever. I'll wake up in the morning, make a sauce, let it simmer all day, and then boil my pasta, and that sauce will be good for the week, whatever I have left, and
Oh, you're talking about the bucach.
I'll make one little thing. I'll make the sauce to eat that day.
Yeah.
And then if there's any left over, I'll make it. 3 days later, it's still good. I put it in the fridge.
Of course.
And I'm good to go. That's and then the next time I'll make sauce because it's not long to make sauce. It's not really long.
It's a simmering process.
That's not
long.
it's not work.
But it's good.
No. You put your tomato. You buy the strained tomatoes already. It's already done. The coulis or whatever.
Yeah.
You put it in. You put your garlic. Put whatever spices you like, and let it simmer. That's it.
It's very simple. It's like I don't put onions. I put the garlic.
So why do we take a whole day to fucking
because
the whole month?
There's no preservatives. It's the enjoyment. It's the enjoyment of taking it from your garden, which you planted, and you're.
No, they used to buy their tomato. They wouldn't be able to furnish. They wouldn't be able to plant that many tomatoes.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So they would buy like 3, 4,
I took
5
it from my
bushels.
garden. I took it from because I have a garden.
No, but my dad does it too. But if you're doing 100, 200 jars, you need
I didn't do 100, 200
That's what
jars.
I mean, yeah.
I did like what? 6 to 8 jars, but that's...
Well, next time you do it, there's always someone here that takes it. I'm a willing taker.
I'm an eater.
I'll take any jar of sauce that's made.
I love it. Plus I made pesto. Because I use pesto.
So whenever you make it, what the fuck?
I know. Well, I made it already. And my basil plants are dying now because of this weather.
So you should make me a big batch just because I like pesto. How's that?
I didn't know you like pesto. Too late. They're all eaten.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Have my period.
I'm not eating it now. What the fuck?
Anyway, so yes, that's our segment on sauce. So if anybody is interested in sauce,
Well, what I want to know, because now I'm curious, what I want to know is, like, let's have a little survey. Who still makes sauce? Who still does that?
no, I don't make
No,
sauce.
who,
I
who
make
takes
stuff.
that one day a year or 1 weekend a year to make a bunch of jars of sauce? I
Yeah.
saw a couple when I was working, and I saw 1 or 2 garages open so far.
Nice.
But I just a little survey. Whoever watches this podcast, who still does it, and who still believes in it, and who doesn't? Right? Like, reach out.
Actually, you know what they can do? They can take pictures and add them to the feed
it's
if they
not
want.
Yes, of course, if it's not too late. But yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know, it's true.
Amazing.
Well, no, it's not. It's coming out soon.
I've already seen a lot of people did it already.
Okay.
So.
Well, slow down. So
Awesome.
yeah. Anyway, so that's that. So now we have another segment.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do your segment.
I was? All right. I am now.
Good.
What segment am I doing?
Your gigs.
Oh, shit. I am. I didn't know that.
Well, we just don't. He never listens to me.
Okay, cool. Yes. Awesome. We're going to do my gigs. Man, which one? I've done a shit ton of gigs lately. So,
What's the most memorable thus far?
oh no, I can't say most memorable. But what I will say is, I mean, since we did a sauce thing, I did a wedding a little while ago. And I have to say it was one of the most memorable food events that I've had at a wedding. Like, I've never seen so much food in my life. There was this is just a cocktail hour. There was a fresh taco stand. There was 2 separate guys making shrimps sauteed.
Ooh.
There was a big lobster treat where you take your own lobster. There was king crab legs. There was, my God. There was a fucking, so there was rack of lamb, of course, like cut lamb chops.
Nice.
And then there was a guy slicing tomahawk steaks. This is all part of
That
the hors
is
d'oeuvre.
insane.
Slicing nice little pieces of tomahawk steaks as an hors d'oeuvre. Like, you're walking around this. These are stations. So this guy sliced this big ass piece of meat thick, and he's
Oh
just
my God.
slice, and people take whatever they want. There was, of course, sushi. There was, of course, the prosciutto and the salami and the charcuterie with the olives. There was arancini. There was stuffed and fried olives, deep fried olives, stuffed.
nice.
This is all just the cocktail part.
Ooh, oh my God.
This was just the cocktail part. Then the dinner was huge. Of course, 2 fresh mushroom ravioli
Oh, nice.
with a rapini sausage,
Oh.
pasta, cavatelli on the side. Then there was, of course, a delicious salad and this monstrous piece of rack of lamb, like I've never seen as a main course, but huge.
Oh, wow.
Huge. It was a hunk of meat. And then, of course, the sweet table opened. And at that point, they had McDonald's. They had ice
Oh my God,
cream.
McDonald's after all of that?
Ice cream.
Oh,
They had fresh pasta, 2 types of pasta being cooked fresh, like aglio olio and a red sauce pasta.
Nice.
They spaghetti. They had, of course, sweets and smoked meat. They had beaver tails. This is all in the same fucking wedding.
That is insane.
It was at Le Cristal, which is a hall here in Montreal, and it was the most food. Like, I was sick. I went home and I literally my stomach was not. I didn't go to
my
bed.
goodness.
Yeah, because I overate. It was like too good and I couldn't stop. And you know what? I didn't finish my main course for the first time ever because, like, the hors d'oeuvres were so good that I was like, tomahawk? Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah,
A
for
taco?
sure.
And the tacos, like, they had pulled pork taco or fish taco. Like,
Oh, nice.
Like, they didn't mess around. Everything was cut fresh. It was wild. The most food I've seen in a long time. So, yeah, I had to give a shout out. Since we're talking about sauce, I figured, let me give that shout out.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Well, I mean, everything is Italian related, and Italians do have a tendency to kind of overdo things when it
Yes.
comes to food,
Absolutely.
eating, and drinking wine.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yes, that's coming up. So guys,
The wine
stay
making.
tuned for that. So I think that ends our Gli Cumbare.
Yeah, once again,
episode.
guys, feel free to reach out, leave comments
Yeah.
about your sauce making experience. If you loved it, if you hate it, if you still do it, if you don't, all of that, feel free and reach out and
Yeah.
enjoy.
Exactly, because not only in Canada, but even in the US, across the world, I'm sure there's a lot of Italians who still do it. So we'd love to know your take on how you do it. And maybe we'll give it a try.
Awesome.
Alrighty, take care everybody until the next time.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.